I can't imagine anything else worse than self-harming. To think that a person is feeling so low that they feel like they have to cut themselves or make themselves hurt to stop people giving them the most pain in their life. Self-harming is such a serious issue nowadays. It happens to so many people. It's not just us teenagers, it's adults, it's, single mothers, it can be anyone. But to get to that point of, being so low down and feeling that depressed where you feel like you have to, hurt yourself, that's the only way forward, it's a hard thing to hear, that people would do that. I'm going to be very honest with you. I mentioned in my other videos that I self-harmed. I did. I didn't. When I say self-harmed, I didn't. Like the stereotypical thing of it is if you self-harm, you've cut your wrists, and I mean that is one form of it. But I didn't cut my wrists. I think I made little incisions in my arms with a knife now and again. When I was at my lowest points, it's not something I'm proud of, but I'm proud to say that I've got back from that. I don't do that anymore. Um, yeah, so I think self-harming is a serious problem to tackle, especially if you feel like you're on your own and you can't tell anyone, because you know it's gonna happen again. You know that you're gonna feel that low, that you're gonna hurt yourself or something like that, and it's not a good feeling. Um, when I self harmed, I wore jumpers in the summer and stuff like that to stop people seeing my little marks on my arms. I was, I think if anyone has self harmed, they have a sense of shaming. No, that isn't even a word. They feel ashamed to go out in public and show people, what they've done in case people pointed it out or something like that. Um, there's awful cases sometimes where people have went out in public and people have made fun of them for self harming, which at the end of the day, I guess everyone likes a joke, but for me that's too far. It's if someone has tried to take their own life or hurt themselves intentionally, then you shouldn't make fun of that. I would probably. I'm not saying that I'm the no best at this, but I'm trying to work in a form of comedy, and even I wouldn't go that far. Self harming, I mean, I don't know where it sprouts from. I think it's like one of the final stages. Like if you go through the stages of depression, you get depressed, then self harm, and then if nothing's done about it, of course, and then you end up taking your own life. So it is an advanced form of depression, just on the edges of suicide. Um, I was watching. I'm gonna put this guy's YouTube channel down in the description because he's got a FIFA. He's a FIFA YouTuber, but I watch his second channel, which is about videos about stuff like what I'm talking about. And he's a very very good commentator in that, and he's probably gonna explain this stuff better than me. But yeah, he was going on about how the way that he did it is he was doing self harm as to stop people from giving him the satisfaction of giving him the most pain. I mean, I'm sure everyone has seen this. If you've been out somewhere and you've probably seen someone with cuts on their arms, and it's not just the one cut; it's maybe 10 or 12. And I mean, I've seen it a couple of times, and knowing what I've been through, I mean, at the end of the day, whether it's an incision, a deep cut, a punch to the face from your own hand, even trying to drown yourself or whatever it is, trying to hurt yourself intentionally. We've all been through it. If you've done if you have done that, then you're part of not a group, but like you've experienced it, and you know what people are going through. And I mean, it really is, because when you see someone like that, and like for me personally, when I've been through that and I see someone who's got that, and I feel like saying something, but then it's like it's not my place to, because if that was me, I wouldn't want to talk about it, and I had jumpers on and stuff to hide my scars, and well, not scars, but like little incision marks on my arm and stuff. Yeah, I mean, self harm. I think a person, there's something really wrong in their life if they have to start doing that. I mean, it's not just the simple, it's the things, it's not, I don't think it's too spontaneous. I think self-harm is a form that does, builds up over time. If a lot of emotional problems and just it's the stresses of life as well. Like I said before, questioning your worth to the world. I mean, it's an awful thing to talk about self harm. I mean, the best advice I could give to self harm, to people that self harm and we're watching this right now, please do not be scared to tell your closest friends and your family, because if they are your closest friends and your family, they will understand. They'll help you out, because at the end of the day, you've got to look at yourself and think, I know what I'm doing is wrong, but I need help for it. I mean, it's not your fault though. I'm not saying that it's your fault. I mean, there's some people out there that can make you feel bad. There's situations that will make you feel bad, and I mean, the reason that I started self harming, I mean, there's lots of reasons. I mean, yeah, again, I'll bring up my dad and just like I said before, just questioning whether I was good enough to have a life. It's scary thoughts when you're sitting there and you're looking at, like, I don't want to get too graphic, but blood dripping out your arm a little bit, and just I don't know. I mean, I guess it was kind of a release of pain because you feel like it's built up inside you, but it's not the right way to go. Obviously, it's yeah. I mean, like, I've seen a lot of Ask FM. It's a website of people, yeah, just random people, and then they get asked, "Oh, you self harmed and that you should be ashamed and stuff." And there'll always be people that will want to hate and be controversial and stuff like that. But I mean, there is some sick people out there that don't understand the. I mean, people say, yeah, again, they go, oh, they're just doing it for attention. But I would like to argue the fact, if someone has gone as far as cutting themselves or physically harming themselves, then they are not looking. Well, like I said before, it's attention, but not the attention that people can strive it to be. Like, people are just saying, oh, they just want new friends or they want people to notice them. Well, no, not really. I think the attention they want is people to help them and get over what they're going through, which I think is fair enough. And sometimes people can't help it. Sometimes it's just the way people deal with it. But yeah, I think, like I was going on, like I was just saying before that, for someone to take a knife to themselves or physically harm themselves intentionally, I just can't. I cannot see how that can be seen as just attention or making it look cool or whatever accusations people have thrown out there. I just think it's ridiculous. Um, yeah, again, I'm gonna be honest. I've tried to take my life 4 times. Um, I'm not proud of that, but I was suffering some emotional problems, and well, I had loads of problems, but it was mostly emotional problems. Um, yeah, self harm. I did that before I actually tried to, finally go for, because I was just feeling so low. It was a hard time in my life. Like I said, I don't self harm nowadays, but uh, yeah, this is quite personal because this is not something that's in the past. But a couple of months ago, I had what I would say a little wobble, and that was the fourth time I tried to take my life. What I tried to do is um, I tried to swallow a whole uh, thingy of pills, and yeah, this is yeah, this is really difficult. So sorry if I'm gonna pause through this. Yeah, so I took a bunch of pills during the night, and I had a knife as well, but I passed out from the pills and woke up the next morning. Um, yeah, it was scary stuff. I was scared the aftermath was even worse than the actual experience, because I thought, I'm back to this again, and is it going to be hell on earth again for me when I had 2, 3 years of thinking almost every day, that I was going to die, and I wanted to take my own life and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm sorry I'm pausing through this, but yeah, I think if you're out there and you are thinking of doing something like that, I would advise you to speak to someone straight away, because the consequences. I mean, I was lucky. I'm not gonna joke. I was lucky I survived that night because I just took a box of random pills. But what happens if there was a bunch of stronger pills next to it, and it did kill me or something like that? So I was such a stupid cunt for doing that. But yeah, I feel ashamed of myself for doing that because I felt like I was getting better, and then I took a downturn again. I mean, that being said, it was 3 months ago, but I am scared. I am scared in the future. I hope that I won't do that again, and if I do feel like that again, I'm hoping that I'll talk to someone before I even think of doing that. And it's not just. I would say this: if you do take your own life, um, it impacts on your family a lot, and I don't want to say it's selfish, but if you think about it, there is probably a lot of people out there that love you, and if you were to take your own life, for example, my mum would miss me. My two little brothers. I've got two little brothers. I wouldn't have got to see them grow up. I've got a great bunch of friends. Just I'm missing out on life in general for one bad moment. But yeah, I think I know the country's struggling for money at the moment, but there should be some kind of special thing the NHS do, whether if someone is threatening to kill themselves or is self-harm, that they should have an immediate response unit, not like there's any time or anything on it or something, because yeah, it's bad enough someone being killed of an accident or cancer or some kind of illness, but to know that someone has took their own life and known that you could have helped them, and that they took their own life, it's not a good feeling. I mean, if you see stuff in the news all the time about people taking their own life, kids hanging themselves in their garages and stuff like that, and I mean, sometimes it can't be avoided because they don't tell anyone, and some people are good actors and know how to put on a straight face and everything, and yeah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I managed to survive that, and the other three times that I attempted to take my own life. I spoke to my therapist and my mum, and I was going to speak to my dad, but my dad doesn't really seem to understand, stuff like that. And like I was saying about, family and stuff like that, I know a couple of people that have lost a family member to suicide and stuff like that, and it's not a nice feeling. I'm hoping that this channel, if anything, will make people feel better, or even see that they can get help from various different sites, therapy, any kind of professional, or even just their family. Yeah, I beg of people out there that if they have like suicidal thoughts and are thinking of self-harming, just to tell someone. I mean, I know I've probably said it already, but just to tell someone, because you know it you might feel really down right now, but like I say in my other videos, life always gets better. Um, it's a long road. It's a hard road to get back from being so rock bottom to back to your peak well being, that is. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, everyone deserves to be happy, and yeah, self harm was a big part of my depression. I've had it as recently as 3 months, like I said. Well, it wasn't really self harm; it was a suicide attempt, and it's as you can, well, I paused in the video there, so it's still quite raw and fresh in the memory, and quite difficult for me to talk about, and yeah. um, I've got 30 seconds of this video left. Yeah, again, I'm sorry if I haven't got enough information in. If you wanted more, I'm sorry. I have got a 15-minute time scale. Sorry there was a lot of pauses in this one, especially because it was quite difficult to talk about, but I got through it in the end. I hope that my experiences or stuff that I've mentioned in this video will make you feel better. I'm putting the link in the description. Parapus is the charity that I'm donating to after this. They also have a lot of different other things as well. So they have a hotline. They have different things where they work with young people. So if you are feeling down, please click the link in to that website and check it out, and try and use the utility resources they have there to help yourself feel better, because yeah. Oh yeah, what I think would be really good, if you don't mind, it's okay, you don't have to, but to show other people that they're not alone out there. If you have had experiences like mine and stuff like that, put down in the comment section "you're not alone." I think that would be really good and supportive, to show everyone else that they are not alone out there. But we are at the end of the video now, people. I've got to go now. The link, like I said, the link for the Parapus the charity will be in the description. My Facebook link will be in the description, so if anyone wants to contact me and discuss, topics, general chat or anything, I'll be there. Thank you for watching this video. I know it was quite a difficult one to talk about, and it's probably not going to be the best of videos, but I hope it's helped you nonetheless. And thank you for watching, and peace.